Here at LepreCon 2020, this is The Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano, and let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And I have a familiar face next to me, and that's Josh Sotomayor Einstein, our political analyst every week here on The Pulse. Josh, happy LepreCon Day, my man.
Well, I don't celebrate LepreCon. I still celebrate Hoboken St. Patty's. I don't care if we don't have a parade. That's what it'll always be for me.
And let's get to it then. So the parade was canceled back in 2012. I think 2012 was the last year of the parade, and that's when then Mayor Dawn Zimmer decided that because of the debauchery and so on and so forth that she was going to cancel the parade, and they came out with this festival, almost like a SantaCon, called LepreCon. Do you think it's made a difference in the last 7 years that there has been no parade?
Well, listen, there are plenty of towns that have parades and associated bar crawls. There's one small town right across the river called New York City that's able
How small is that town?
It's a suburb of Hoboken, but they're able to cope with extra people coming into their town and celebrating, not just for their St. Patty's Day parade, which is on the wrong day, but all of their parades and celebrations they're able to manage without a problem, and everybody has a good time, and it's good for the businesses and it's good for the community. And now, what Zimmer did and the people that came after her successors, they say, oh well, it's great that we got rid of the parade, but we kept the party, which is what everyone was complaining about. So we just killed the family-friendly part of it and kept the, as you called it, I think incorrectly, the quote-unquote debauchery, the drinking, and which I will definitely be enjoying later on today.
I was going to say, you're probably going to be in your element a little later on today. Now, we actually walked, you and I, up Washington Street on our way here, and one of the things we noticed is how dead this town was. It is a little bit of a chilly day, obviously. It's probably in the low 40s right now. Again, do you think that the weather had something to do with the crowds of people not coming in today? But obviously we are in the most popular bar area of Hoboken, which is downtown, right at the entrance of the path here. Again, is it because people are scared to get fines? The chief of police is putting that huge sign right behind us, fines up to $2,000 that just was posted. What do you think was the cause of the emptiness coming down here?
Well, I think it was fairly early in the morning, and even with that emptiness on that stroll that we took down the avenue, we did still see, I would say at least 36 people dressed in green, getting bagels or their other breakfast food, preparing their stomach for the copious amounts of alcohol to come. So I think, in an hour or two, the bars will be packed. And, everyone will have a good time. And, the bars and the bartenders and the servers and the bar backs will be making a lot of money today, which is good for the economy and good for the working class.
Very good. And now, one of the things that I think was a bigger issue when Mayor Zimmer decided to cancel the parade, as you said, the only family fun part of the day. I was for the parade. I loved marching in the parade. But one of the bigger issues was house parties. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you cannot regulate house parties, whether it's on the first Saturday in March, LepreCon Day, or Hoboken St. Patty's Day, or just any other day of the week, correct?
That is correct, and I will be going to a house party in an hour or two. And then, after I'm drunk, I'll stop drinking, go home, shower, and go to sleep. The problem is you can't legislate common sense, so you're going to always have those people in any town that is known for its nightlife, such as Hoboken. You're going to have those people that drink to excess and that, do stupid things. You can't legislate stupid away. We've tried on many, many different fronts. It's not effective. I'm okay with, making the fines high as the sign shows for people that do drink to excess or engage in stupidity. That's fine with me. But the city and, Zimmer, her former coalition, what is left of it, all they did was get rid of the family-friendly part of it. And it's a darn shame.
It really is. Now, some council members and people running for council have said, let's bring it back. There was some sort of compromise that Mayor Zimmer tried to do where she was like, look, we won't have a parade walking up our main avenue here on Washington Street, but we can have these little festivals in these pockets of town where drinking will be allowed and so on and so forth. And the St. Patrick's Day Committee didn't want anything to do with that. Why do you think that is?
So, I think whether it was the old Zimmerite coalition or the Mayor Bala's people and his coalition, there's a tendency in government to seek total control, and that's just not realistic. I think you have to be drunk to believe that you can control everything, but it doesn't stop them from trying. So they ruined something that was really fun, the parade, and that's because they're on a quest for total control.
Now, what do you say? Chief Ferranti, of course, our great police chief here in the city of Hoboken, has said crime on this day, and again, it's petty crime, has gone down dramatically, I think by 80% since the last year of the parade back in 2012. So, people would say, look, canceling the parade was the right thing to do. I mean, what would you say about the statistics going
I'd say
down?
first we shouldn't minimize, crime, the assaults, sexual assaults that have happened. Or that happen in general, whether it's on a celebratory day where there's extra people in town or just on any day, by calling them petty crimes. They're obviously very serious, and we need to take that in consideration.
When I say petty, I like to say lower level.
Oh, I'm not impugning you. I'm just saying let's
right.
be careful. But in terms of policing and whatnot, like I said before, New York City is able to handle parades and celebrations and bar crawls, and no one bats an eye. And it's just kind of ridiculous that the city is always jostling with ways to make it harder for our business owners, which, they're not just bars, they're also restaurants. They're also places where people go to have, meetings for their different groups, whether it's a club where they all share something in common, like a game group, or, the Hoboken Democrats or Republicans, or different civic society groups. They're also places people go to eat with their friends. So to give these restaurant owners, these bar owners, a hard time because a tiny percentage of their clientele engage in lewd behavior is absolutely ridiculous, and it ends up hurting our town because it contributes to the fact that businesses close. We have a high proportion of empty storefronts on the avenue and across town than other similarly sized towns.
Now, do you think that this has, I think certainly in its first couple of years where they canceled the parade, that it was a political football. Do you think it's less of a political football right now between council people and the administration? Because they fight about everything, it seems. This hasn't even come up with, of course, the budget gap and everything else going on in town.
Oh, they're still fighting about it. I mean, there are certain people that understand that the businesses have to make a living, not just for the owners, but for their managers, their barbacks, their bartenders, everyone that they employ. Hard, good, working class people. So they try to reach a compromise that, I think is still government overreach, but I'd be willing to live with. Some sort of, agreement between the restaurants and bars and the city to, some sort of licensing fee, or maybe they kick in for extra security. And then there are the Just Say No group, Bala's camp, which just wants to engage in giving everyone a hard time. At least it seems that way, especially for the business owners, because they're not, or seemingly not, part of the coalition. And maybe if they were saying, "Oh, I'll give money to support parks in Hoboken," it would be a different story. But that's definitely the way it's perceived, and definitely still a political football.
Unbelievable. And one of the things that we noticed walking down here today was the amount of gates that were up. I said it was almost like herding cattle. So, the police department is doing their job basically in trying to regulate the crowds as much as possible. And we have to give credit to Chief Ferranti and the Hoboken Police Department. They do a phenomenal job. But anyway, I've wasted enough of Josh Sotomayor Einstein's time. I hope you enjoy the day today. He's going to be pretty heavily into it, correct?
I just want to quote Michael Scott right now from The Office. St. Paddy's Day is the closest the Irish will have to Christmas.
There you go. Well, when we come back, that's a good one. We are going to have some interviews with some bar managers and maybe even some participants here at LepreCon 2020 in Hoboken. We'll be back. Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse of Peter B. Folks, don't forget to get on our YouTube page and binge watch all of our past episodes. Type in the Pulse of Peter B in your search bar and please subscribe. Also, go on our Instagram page and follow us at The Pulse with Peter B. We're here inside Texas, Arizona at LepreCon 2020. And we're here with, what's your name?
Victoria. Lindy. Jess.
All right. So what time did you guys get here this morning?
Like 9:45, 10 o'clock.
All right. And how you feeling? You feeling good yet or no?
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. What about you? What do you got? Are you starting with beer and then going on?
The train ride was an hour, so we've been drinking White White Claws all morning.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Okay, that's like your drink of choice. So what makes Hoboken St. Patrick's Day an awesome experience?
Here. Here is a great place to be. It's literally so much fun with your friends. Awesome, awesome.
And where are you guys from?
New Jersey, like North Jersey.
What city?
College.
Oh, you guys go to Ramapo. Very, very cool. We have a lot of our sports insiders that went to Ramapo. So now, is this your first year doing this?
This is actually my second year, but it's their first year. My first.
Okay. So you guys are virgins to this LepreCon.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. And let me ask you a question. There's people in town who say that this event should be abolished. What do you have to say to those people?
Wait, it should be what?
Should be gone.
Why?
You guys are just having a good time in this park, all right?
Yes, this should not be abolished. This is so much fun for everyone. So much fun.
So much fun. And look, the lines are being contained. Everything is going well. All right, I got another serious question for you. You want to get in, my man? All right, I just want to make sure. What about you? Get over here, bro. Oh, we got another one here. What's your name, my man?
Matt Lacka.
Oh, Matt. And where you from? Oh, you gave me his last name, too. I'm not in class here. I'm not a professor. It's all right. So now, where are you from?
I'm from Franklin Lakes.
Where?
Franklin Lakes?
Oh, cool. Okay. Is this your first time doing LepreCon in Hoboken?
I think so. I don't know, honestly.
So what time do you think you'll be done drinking today?
Huh?
What time do you think you'll be done drinking today?
I don't even know.
You don't even know. He must be drunk already, folks. I love it. All right. If you guys had a shot of choice here at Texas, Arizona, maybe. It depends how much my budget is. I work in TV. I don't make that much. What's your shot of choice?
I'll take Tito's.
Oh, Tito's.
Pickleback.
Pickleback. Okay. Must be something young. I'm in my early 30s now, right?
You don't look a day over 15.
I love getting hit on camera. I love it. All right, folks, when we come back, after I take a few shots, we're going to have some more interviews. We'll be back. Now we're in the back portion of Texas, Arizona, and as you know, here at The Pulse, we cover Seton Hall men's basketball. Let's go! And I must have found some Seton Hall current students. Of course, I'm an alumni there. Guys, first of all, what brings you to Hoboken today?
We just try to have a good time on LepreCon, baby.
And I have to ask you guys have really went out for your outfits here. Talk to me about the feng shui going on here.
Oh, yeah, so, I mean, we like to represent, obviously, for St. Patrick's Day, so me and him are roommates, so we wanted to get the matching going on here. We got the Irish in the back here, fully functional, you got zip pockets, good outfit.
That's awesome. Oh, totally. Is this your first time at LepreCon in Hoboken, or you've been here years before?
This is a veteran move right here. Been here past 2-3 years, it's nothing new to me.
Is Texas, Arizona for a day like today?
What was that?
Texas, Arizona, how awesome is it for a day like today?
Oh, this is awesome right here. And to have the Seton Hall Pirates game on at 2:30 and watch it right here.
Some basketball automatic.
All in.
That's what I like to hear. Nothing better than LepreCon and Seton Hall basketball, right or wrong?
You can't beat it. You can't beat that combo.
LepreCon, Seton Hall basketball, getting drunk, automatic, still is.
All right, we're here with my man Stevie J, who's been bartending here. How long, Stevie?
Half my lifetime, I think.
Half his lifetime. It's not that long, trust me. So, Stevie, let me ask you a question. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning here. You got a pretty good crowd. Obviously, you can use more, right? Crowd's pretty good so far?
It's only going to get better. Hoboken's still rocking,
Exactly.
Still the place to be,
That's what I like to hear. Now, Stevie, myself and my political guy, Josh, had a segment outside, and we said that Hoboken has ruined this day for businesses, the city of Hoboken. I mean, when they canceled the parade 8 years ago. And I have to tell you, it's been so regulated outside, meaning that you guys, the bar owners, are doing a hell of a job at making sure that people are not routed. Why is the city of Hoboken still doing this to businesses?
They just want to ruin the fun for everybody, and I think it's a jealousy thing, because like the officials only make their salary or whatever, and they know that 1 or 2 days a year the bar owners can make a lot of money, and it's like I think it's mostly a jealousy thing. We got up all these guardrails, all these extra security, keeping everybody safe. Last 2 years we haven't had an incident, so we're doing our due diligence. We're not bad people.
No, of course not. You're trying to make a living. My family has a small business, as you know here. You know, it hurts them as well because people have to eat. They're not only drinking, correct?
Correct, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and then it brings more people to Hoboken. And, you know, if New York City can handle it, why can't Hoboken handle it?
Absolutely. We've handled it for 20 years before. Why can't we just all of a sudden we're going to stop cold turkey?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Steve, I'm going to let you get back to work, my man. Great job as always. I might be back later on. He's my bartender of choice over here, bro. Thanks, Stevie. All right, we're here with another longtime bartender here at Texas, Arizona, and that is everybody's favorite, Juliana. Juliana, how are you?
Guys, I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's about, what, 11 o'clock in the morning right now?
11 o'clock in the morning, and we have the most lively crowd. Everyone's having a good time already.
Now, let me ask you, Juliana, you've been working this event for a long time. Do you feel like it's been lower in participation in the last few years than it has in the initial years?
I think it's come back. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, people were a little nervous about all the new rules and regulations. But as you can see, everyone's back to life. We have our crowd back, and Hoboken is back.
Hoboken is back, baby. LepreCon 2020. Now,
On 2020!
I love it. Now, myself and my politics guy outside were talking about how the city of Hoboken is really trying to ruin this event. They did it by taking away the parade, but as I mentioned to Stevie, your coworker, if you walk outside, it's so regulated in terms of gates, and the bar owners are doing a phenomenal job. Would you agree with that or not?
100%. Everyone is doing a great job. As long as they keep everybody under control outside, you know, people here are really nice. It's a very small community, and everyone gets along. No one wants to start fights. I feel like when they come and they try to crack down so hard, people get angry. Everyone's just here to have a good time.
Exactly. I mean, listen, obviously you can't control people when they walk outside of your establishment, but I mean, again, with the amount of police officers out there, they're paying for it anyway.
Exactly. If the people outside respect us and our customers will respect them in return.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to let you get back to work. She's doing a phenomenal job. Come and see her. What days are you here?
I'm here Saturday night, every Saturday with Steve, 7 to close.
Oh, my God. Stevie and Juliana. Nothing better here at Texas, Arizona.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, we've been trying to leave Texas, Arizona, but we've just been finding all these cool people here today. What's your name, my man?
My name's Richie Bruno. What's up, guys?
Where you from?
I'm from Parsippany, New Jersey.
Parsippany. What about you, dear?
My name's Brittany Smith. I'm from Hoboken.
Oh, Hudson County! Here we go. And then what do you say to the Hoboken officials who have been trying, government officials, who have been trying to take this event away from being a fun event?
Everybody, all you have to do is have a great time, drink as much as you can, but stay alert. You have to be alive.
See that? And this is from a guy that's been drinking for the last 4 hours.
All night.
All night. Well, my man, I hope you have fun, brother. All right, it's great to see you. We're going to go to another bar maybe. We'll see.
Blacked out, okay? Blacked out.
Get on our Facebook page and follow and like us there. All you have to do is type in The Pulse with Peter B in the search bar. You're not going to want to miss it. We're constantly updating that page with previews. We put our full shows on there. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at our email address, and that is thepulseofpeterb@gmail.com. We look forward to responding to you. Welcome back to the Pulse of Peter B. I'm Peter Biancamano, and as you can see, we're in a little bit of a crazy environment. We're here with my man Russell, owner of Cal's Hot Dog Wagon Cart. What do you call you guys?
Cal's Hot Dogs. We've been in Hoboken since 1956, usually on the corner of Newark and Harrison. You know, just a regular Hoboken day for the people. Want to be up here, give them some good food, you know, just keep the tradition going.
And I have to tell you, from one business owner to another, and Russ can tell you this is as old Hoboken as it comes. I think it was your father and your grandfather that started the business, correct?
Yeah, same as you guys. You know, we got to support each other. There's, like you said, there's not a lot of Hoboken stuff left. Everybody's, you know, commercial and chain now, and things are really, it's not the same, and it needs to go back that way.
So, Russ, what brings you, you're on 110 Washington Street today, and come and visit him, folks. I mean, he's got definitely the best hot dogs in town. I'm not scared to say that. What brings you to 110 Washington Street today besides LepreCon? I mean, I know you're going to try to hopefully garner some business today.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a beautiful day out. I figure this would be a nice central hub for all the action going on up here. You know, I don't want to be too involved in the middle of it, but just on the outskirts. This way people could get a break from stuff, you know, get something to eat, cool down, get a bottle of water, and relax.
And Russ, you were telling me something interesting when we were talking off camera about a few years ago, and what was in front of Capital One Bank?
Yeah, so when they still had the Hoboken St. Patrick's Day Parade, I remember the one year, I mean, we were, busy wasn't the word, you know, things were a lot different then. The city's been trying to get away with the parade, but it's kind of one of those things where you got what you asked for, and now they want to get rid of it. Same thing with the SantaCon, you know what I mean? They wanted all the action, they wanted all the business, now they got it, they're fighting it, you know?
It's just, you know, and we spoke about this in our first segment with our politics analyst, where we said they took away the only family fun portion of the day, and that was the parade. And now they have SantaCon, they have LepreCon, they have no clue how to stop it. They're just trying to demean it, correct?
Absolutely. You know, I mean, they're getting rid of the family aspect, and what other aspect is there? It's strictly going to be a party day. You know what I mean? Right. I think that they should diversify it a little bit and, you know, have certain areas that are more for the adults, and you should still you know, there should be things for the kids.
Exactly. And who hurts at the end of the day? It's businesses like yours and businesses like my father, correct?
Yeah, just the actual residents of Hoboken, not the people that come in, but the actual people that live here, you know. We're the ones who deal with the change every day.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Come see him. He's at 110 Washington Street. And if you're not in the vicinity today, you can go see him at Newark and Harrison. Yes, correct. Telling you, you're going to want to try this guy's dogs. Unbelievable. We will be right back. All right, we're here with Brianna Peguero. Was that good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, I like the little peace sign she gave, too. That's pretty awesome. So we went from a business, which is in a car, to a brick-and-mortar business here at Shakable, 110 Washington Street, I believe it is. Now, talk to me. It's LepreCon today. You were born and raised here like me. You know, it's changed over the years, correct?
Absolutely. I remember when it used to be like a St. Patty's parade. That was festive. Everyone can get involved. But now it's completely different.
It's completely different. Now, you know, it's still very early. It's like 11:30 in the morning. By the way, I keep looking at a watch I'm not wearing, guys. Anyway, you know, it's still very early, 11:30 in the morning. Have you seen any revelers of a LepreCon come in yet looking for something to eat, drink, or use a restroom?
Not yet. We posted a sign this time. We've learned from last year.
There it is. I see
You're not allowed to come in to use the bathroom at all.
Unless they get a bowl.
Unless they get a bowl.
Overall, do you think a day like this hurts business in Hoboken when you have these pub crawls, or kind of helps it?
I think it definitely helps business, absolutely. But to a certain extent, because, you know, there could be damages and people act reckless. So I think it's like 50-50.
Now, would you say that they took away, as we remember growing up, you're a little much younger than I am, the only family fun portion of the day by taking away the parade?
Yeah, absolutely, because you're only, like, opening the day to like 21 and over. I'm newly 21. I'll actually be 22 next month, and I have no desire to participate.
Sorry, we had some fans walking by. Exactly, and not yet, but you know, and I'm happy belated birthday or early birthday. You said 22 next month. Yes. Happy early birthday. Sorry about that. Sorry, I had some fans walking by. We don't get many. You can ask Greg, my camera person. So walking up and down Washington Street, you never know who we're going to run into, and we ran into a former council candidate here in Hoboken, and overall great person. That's Laura Miani. Laura, how are you today?
Good, Peter. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Laura and I, we were just strolling down. We were going into our next bar, and we said, my God, it's so quiet here for LepreCon 2020. Would you agree?
Yes, it is. And it's very refreshing, because if people want to go out and enjoy LepreCon and celebrate St. Patrick's Day, then that's wonderful. But people shouldn't feel like they have to lock up their children because people are just partying too much. So it's nice to have that happy medium of people being able to enjoy themselves, but also be able to enjoy a beautiful day.
Yeah, absolutely, and it really is beautiful in the sun. Now, Laura, we were talking about this off camera. The parade has now been gone for, I believe, 8 years. 2012 was the last parade, you know, and a lot of people have said today it was the only family fun portion of the day that's now gone. You know, would you agree with possibly bringing it back?
I would love to see the parade back if we can control it. I think it's a matter of enforcement. I always thought it was a matter of enforcement. And I remember when my son was young, he would be able to enjoy the parade, and it was a fun time. I am also of Irish descent, so I'm a big believer in the parade. I do think it's good for businesses to be able to, again, to have something where you can enjoy the day, and when people can go in and, you know, visit the businesses and, you know, have a good time, but not have it get out of control. But again, I think that's enforcement.
Absolutely, and that's where it starts from. And certainly LepreCon in its first year, I believe it was 2013, the debauchery was still there, and it's been limited, greatly in the last few years. And I think the businesses, of course, under Chief Ferranti and the Hoboken Police Department and outside agencies who come here every year for this, but I actually think the businesses have to take credit with that as well. I mean, we were just downtown by the PATH station, and it looked like they were herding cattle with all those gates there. So would you say that the businesses should take some credit because they get, lambasted all the time for just trying to make money on an event like this?
I think, yeah, if they can keep their crowds under control, and I'm sure they all have a certain amount of capacity that they can have, and I'm sure they also want people to have a good time. And because, as you say, they do get the negative press when people are just not being able to control themselves. So I think it is in their best interest down the road to be able to work with enforcement and make sure that, Hoboken is known as a place where you can come and enjoy yourself, but not something that's like a local joke because nobody can control themselves.
Oh, couldn't be any better said. We should just stop the show right now. Laura Miani, also a very close friend of mine who I care for deeply. So great to see you again.
You too, Peter. Have a great day.
Absolutely.
Go get some
there you go. Oh, I like that. Give the plug to the deli. We have one more bar, I swear, folks. We'll be back. All right, we moved a little bit up Washington Street here at beautiful Farside, one of my favorite bars in town. And we're here with Mr. Farside himself, Darnell Deans. Darnell, how are you today, sir?
Doing well.
Yeah, I mean, we're hanging in here. So obviously you don't have a crowd yet, but you're expecting a crowd a little later on with LepreCon. Right. Probably in the afternoon, correct?
Yeah, we get them a little later, probably around 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Exactly.
But start to migrate.
Exactly. That's what they start downtown and they come uptown. But Darnell, we just walked from the PATH. You just drove from the PATH. It's really dead everywhere. Would you say so?
Lighter than normal. Absolutely lighter than normal. The lines that you would normally see that would be longer by this time are not. So it's definitely lighter than it's been.
And we've been talking about this. We've stopped residents on the street. We spoke about this with our politics analyst earlier in the show. The city of Hoboken, throughout the years, of course, the parade has stopped in 2012, has really made business tough. On the first Saturday in March, in my opinion. I think that they took away the only family fun part of the day, which was the parade. And then the debauchery was still here for years afterwards, apparently, quote unquote, according to them. But yet, they don't think about the businesses that keep this town lively.
Hard to disagree with that. You can see the decline in as far as the participation over the years. And sometimes I think it gets bad for a lot of us, for a couple of guys that are doing it maybe poorly, mismanaging the event. But as far as it being a family event and having a good time and having a reason to come to Hoboken and create the spirit and the vibe that was originally here, I think they're missing something. I think they need to bring it back. Try to bring something in that works with the community and the bars to have it a good time for everybody. Because in the end, that's what it's about, the community.
What's the exact address here? I always forget.
531 Washington.
531 Washington Street. Come see Darnell. Come see his wonderful staff here at Farside. Trust me, it's one of my favorite watering holes in town because it's homey. Where else can you play darts and have a good time and see my man with his hat on here?
And recent winner of one of the best wings in Hoboken. I might want to add.
Was that at Wing and a Prayer?
We had Wing and a Prayer, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Congratulations for that. So we were already filming somewhere else, but we would have been there. But congratulations.
It was cool. It was our first year in it, so we're going to go for it next year, but it was great. It was absolutely a lot of fun.
And you know what this means, Darnell? We're going to have to bring our food insider from Hoboken Eats, Daria DeLucia, to come try those wings. So.
Absolutely. We invite him in. Come on down.
There you go, Daria has a challenge for you, so we'll have to bring you in. Well, Darnell, best of luck today. I know it's going to be a busy day. And I might grab a drink or some wings myself.
Have two. Absolutely. Come on down.
Come on down. Darnell Deans, Farside. Come see him. 531 Washington Street. All right, folks, we are done here at LepreCon 2020, and we didn't know what to expect because as the years have gone on since the parade has been canceled, the attendance or the number of people, I should say, who have come into town have decreased year after year after year. It looks like any other Saturday here. You don't see too many people dressed in green, as two people dressed in green just walked by me. But we will see you next week on the Pulse with Peter B, and we hope you have a great week, everybody. Take care.